Happy Monday, Palm Springs Point of View
Hey.
viewers and Claudia. Hey.
Yes, PSPOV, Conrad,
Hi.
and our producer Alan who's making this happen, right?
Making the magic, making the magic.
Yeah. How was your week? How was your week? Your weekend? You start.
It was very busy. I want to start off with the book that I read. As
Mhm.
during this time at home, I'm reading a lot of books, and I happened to get a book from someone that we all know, maybe the community knows, by the name of David Perry. He is the PR guy from Asia, San Francisco, Palm Springs. You probably remember
Asia SF, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
So
just down the
he
street here.
that's right. He wrote a book called Upon This Rock.
Hmm.
Now, I want to tell you, anybody that can write a book or make a movie, kudos, because that's a big old accomplishment. However, to me, the problem that I had with this book is that the font in the book is so small that when I opened it, I thought, oh my gosh, I have to read a whole book like that. That also tells me, at least, that the writer wasn't able to edit themselves much.
Is it available on Kindle for expansion?
I would, it probably is. I would guess that it is.
Yeah.
This book takes place over many, many years. It dates back all the way.
What's it about? Yeah.
What's that?
What's the plot? What's the?
So the plot is there is a priest who kills himself by jumping off of a rock. This is what it's all about. It's okay. And these two gay guys from San Francisco who are going back to Italy. The book takes place in Oviedo, Italy. They're going back to spread some ashes of a bishop friend of theirs, and they come in to and learn about this death. And before you know it, there are like detectives on why, how, and where. There are so many characters in this book, everything from dirty bombs to terrorism to human trafficking to gay relations. It's just, to me, there's too much in this book to grip onto and to want to say, I want to get through it. I got through it, and I'm glad I did. And this is just my opinion on the book. But I say, regardless, looking for something interesting, Upon This Rock by David Perry.
It sounds a little bit like, if you can imagine another era, like the Five Bloods, right? Vietnam War, and they go back.
Yes.
With their friend had died there, and then they find him, and they find the gold bar, and all these characters that come into play. So it's interesting.
Kind of like that.
Sounds like it could be said shorter. I mean, a shorter amount of yeah. So, well, we gosh, I enjoyed this beautiful harvest moon for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and last night was totally a highlight because we were invited to just an outdoor, small, outside pool cocktail kind of housewarming.
This was locally?
Locally at the Magda Gabor estate, performer estate up in Chino, up in Little Tuscany, up on Cielo.
Oh, wow.
And it was purchased recently, very recently, by Tracy and Jerry Turco. Jerry being a developer and Tracy being an interior designer. So whip snap in about a month, they transformed and made it this palatial. It was a bit in shambles, to say the least, but with her creativity. And we did get to go inside. There were only about 4 of us left at the end just to see a little bit of what they'd done. But it cascades down, overlooks all of that part of Palm Springs. The moon was here. The pool is immense.
Wow.
Just spectacular for a nighttime pool experience, cocktail experience. It was absolutely gorgeous. So I want to thank Tracy and Jerry for inviting us. We were a little bit nervous at first going, oh, I hope there's not a ton of people. We're going to hide in the back, but it actually turned out it was gorgeous. And then what did we both do? We both went to the drive-in, right?
We both went to the drive-in. So I went to the El Toro, let me get out of the way, El Toro Flicks carpool drive-in. How's that?
Wait, how come it's called El Toro when it's not El Toro?
I have no idea. Those are the people who organized this one. It's at the 3rd floor of the Westfield Mall. And you know what? It was nice to be out. I felt very comfortable in my little bubble of my car. I really enjoyed how you got there and how they let you in and how it was organized. And one thing that I really found really interesting is that just when the film started to end, someone came around with a little trash bag because they knew you weren't getting out of your car. So one of the staff, and they had a trash bag at your window so you could dump all your stuff in. I just thought, wow, that's...
Oh, if you had eaten in your car. Got it.
Oh,
that's
idea.
Great.
Where did you go?
So we went to the Air Museum. It's actually called the Coachella Valley Drive-In, but it's at the Palm Springs Air Museum. And the one thing we found a little tricky, where we left the Gabor Estate party and we're going down Gene Autry and we missed it. There's not a clear, I think they put like a teeny little like enter drive-in here,
Yeah.
So missed it, went around. They had our name because we were both, invited so we could talk about these experiences. And we got in. No, you and I are both in our electric orange Fiats, right?
Correct.
So it was very crowded. There were a lot of cars.
Oh, were
and we
there?
got there in between a double feature. So we got there just before the second movie. And we were at first way in the back, but we're kind of like raising our hands like we can't see because there's SUVs in front of us. He said, no problem. He got us down in front. We're so small. I mean, it didn't even make a difference.
Right.
We brought our own picnic, so we didn't get to experience anything they had, but I think it was a little bit more than what we saw at the cultural center. So they think they had hamburgers, hot dogs, pizza, and Coke.
Is that right?
Something like that. We brought our own nice little picnic. We had enough time to eat, watch Scream just before Halloween. And Alan had never seen it. And it started quite late, but we kept our eyes open because it's a Wes Craven. It's a real thriller. And it's also kind of parodies like horror films. So you've seen it, right?
Yes, Evan. Let me ask you this question about your experience there, because this way we can help our viewers know when they're going to drive-in. At my drive-in, you had the ability to purchase a little radio that can be put inside of your car, or you could just listen to the speakers off of the big screen. Now, I think because the El Toro Westfield Mall drive-in is up on the third floor, they were able to have the speakers playing because there's no one up there to hear it. And also, I noticed that because we're up high around a half hour into the movie beginning, because it was a little warm when I went, there's a nice breeze that's up there on that level.
Oh, nice.
And so having the window open was very relaxing. And the car, I don't know about you, but at my drive-in there, it was my car, a space, and then another car.
Okay, so this at the Air Museum did not have that, and everyone had, from what we saw, windows rolled up, and you tune into a radio station.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so since we both have electric cars, running our air conditioning is fine. I didn't hear anyone else's air conditioning or exhaust if they had a gas fueled car.
I want to tell our viewers also, going to the drive-in is not an inexpensive experience. It's right. It's amazing how much it costs. But I was mentioning to my husband the other day that I guess if you go with a family of, let's say 4 people minimum, divide that by the entrance fee, it actually is an inexperienced way to go to the movie. But
it goes by carload, right?
It goes by carload.
And we're 2, you're 2, so
exactly.
Exactly.
So, but you know what? I think the idea of a drive-in is great, and we know our good friends at the Mary Pickford are getting ready to open their drive-in soon.
So that'll probably be our 4th in the Coachella Valley. Is that right?
That's correct. That will be our 4th. Right. That's correct. So that's
Let's show a clip of what we about like our experience last night.
Definitely. Hi everyone, Conrad here in Palm Desert at the Westfield Mall in Palm Desert. I'm getting ready to go up there on the 3rd floor. Why? Because that's where the El Toro Carpool Cinema Experience is located, meaning that's where the drive-in experience is. So I'm getting ready to go up there right now. I don't have my mask on because I'm out here where no one else is. But once you get inside the drive-in experience, you need to have your mask on. When was the last time you were at a drive-in? Let's go. Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Just fine, thank you. What do I need to do?
You just gotta show us your pass and we'll get you right in and get you parked.
Here we go.
Awesome.
I'm getting ready to be very afraid because we are at the Palm Springs Air Museum Drive-In for the double feature of Fear, Unhinged, and Scream, which is going to come on any minute now. So, I don't know, we have pretty much a front row seat because we are in our little orange Fiat. And, right, Conrad? I'm sure you're in yours now, too. With a full moon behind us, how could you go wrong? We bought a picnic. It's great. Enjoy the movie.
Ah!
What kind of a game? Turn off the light. You'll see what kind of game. Just do it.
The Drivein Experience, it's a blast.
Right, right. And the Mary Pickford will soon be coming up with their own, like, it sounds like a high class, really experience that's to come, right?
That's right.
And then today was, yesterday was the opening, finally, of the Palm Springs Vintage Market.
Yay, they're back.
You know, diehard fans such as myself have been waiting since March. And, you know, there was a pretty good turnout, I will have to say. And it's totally arranged different ways. So if you plan to go, if you haven't been yet, it's arranged in front of the Cultural Center, all along Baristo, and then down, and then in back of the Cultural Center. So It's a different, it's very, very close, because College of the Desert, since they're under construction, moved their fence line after they did the demolition. They moved their fence line forward. So you park in the high school parking lot on the other side of the street. When I was driving there, I was like, "What is going on?" Like, oh my gosh, I see all these tents and all these cars and all these people trying to cross, and it was like, whoa! But we have a little clip here with Mindy, who organizes the whole thing. So I got to speak with her, so we can show that too.
That sounds good.
I finally found Mindy, so here she is, and she's the creator, of course, of this fabulous vintage market.
Hi, everybody.
And I had said that I thought it was much, much bigger because it's so spread out. But how many vendors are here this week?
We went down to a 50% size in vendors and also in attendees.
Okay.
So we just wanted to kind of feel our way through our first COVID market.
Right. Yeah. No, that's smart.
We're going to adjust.
That's very smart.
We'll be bringing back more vendors.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Thanks. I mean,
Thanks,
Mindy. Good to see you.
Well, I can't wait to get back to the vintage market. I love going there. There's so much stuff to find there.
And I didn't have time to navigate the whole thing. But yep, next month.
And as we sign off, I just want to give a big shout out to AmDocs. They just finished their AmDocs series. I was a judge there. I feel very fortunate. You'll be seeing a variety of different postings on which films won and such. So
yay, that's great. Okay.
Hey, everybody, the desert is alive. The desert is alive.
Alive and safe, right?
Alive and safe. That's
alive
right.
And safe.
Okay, Claudia. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.